Hey guys, this week is all about Zorkfest 2025, and we'll even find out if Josh hit the over on Royals. So stick around.
Welcome to the Crap Vegas podcast.
Vegas, here we come.
Vegas!
Here are your hosts, Chris and Josh.
Hello everyone, welcome. It's episode 96 of the Crap Vegas podcast. I am Chris, he is Josh, and we're only 4 away from hitting the big 100, Josh, the super angel number.
The Dick Van Dyke.
Of podcast episodes.
Right, exactly. 100. Anyway, Chris, I don't know if you followed weather talk for just a second. This isn't what I want to talk about, but we have weather talk. We have an atmospheric river here. There's actually quite a bit of fairly serious flooding. Leavenworth has had some flooding. I know I've been trying to figure out if any of
Airbnb? Is it hanging in there?
It's hanging in there.
Good.
Anyway, what I was going to say, Chris, this is, I think, our Christmas episode. I think this is the episode we'll drop on December 21st in our last. So Merry Christmas to everybody if you celebrate.
Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you so much for a great year.
Yeah. And Chris, I don't know if you do white elephant gifts. I'm sure you've done white elephant, things
I've done it before, but it's not something we do nowadays. Yeah.
So we did one at my office last week. And Chris, what do you think if you had, I don't mind me, this is putting you on the spot, but weird white elephant gifts? Just think about weird white elephant gifts. So we're going down, and this is regular corporate white elephant gifts. And, I got at Target, I got the Elf on a Shelf family cookbook. I thought that was good. We were supposed to be under $30, good white elephant gift. I ended up with the Wordle board game white elephant gift. Yeah. So we're going around the room, and there's a package. Everybody has nice wrapping paper or bags and things like that. And there's something long, like fishing pole kind of length, wrapped in Costco trash bags.
Okay. And they went all out to get this thing ready, right?
Nobody is picking it, right? It's just going around. And everybody's kind of like, what is? So it gets to the very last person. It was her choice to pick. Somebody brought a katana.
Oh, wow, dangerous too. Yeah, nice.
Do a white elephant thing at work. Like, you got a sword.
Josh, I was trying to imagine where you were going with this when you first started saying it. And I was thinking to myself, what would be like the weirdest thing at a corporate white elephant?
Right.
And you started talking about something long, and I was like, oh my God, did somebody bring a vibrator?
No, longer than that.
But
they brought
when
a
you
sword.
Said the length, I was like, wow, that is an impressive one.
Anyway, the person that got it has a 10-year-old son, and I guess he really enjoyed it.
Oh, wow. That is one heck of a gift. The only time that we had something like that, I worked at an office, Josh, where it wasn't a white elephant per se, because not everybody was bringing something in, but there was like 30 employees, and the office had 30 gifts where you could pick one and trade and do the whole thing. And they had one gift that was clearly wrapped up to be like a garden shovel. Like it was like 4 foot long. You could see the handle.
Okay,
you could see like a spade end at the end, whatever they call those.
Right.
And nobody picked it because everybody's like, who wants a shovel? It turns out it wasn't actually a shovel. It was like a pretend shovel. It was really just cardboard in that kind of pattern.
Right.
But on the end of the cardboard, it was their big gift of the year. They had put like $100 gift cards and $100 bills at the end of the cardboard. So that shovel gift was actually worth over $1,000.
Holy cow.
I know. And every other gift was worth like $50.
Right. Chris, as we were saying this, I remember the other funny thing in ours. So we're going around, somebody picked a box of candles, right? Okay. So they open it up. It's got 4 candles in it. But on the top of the candles was a thank you for your donation to such and such charity. This is your thank you gift. So somebody had regifted their charitable donation. So we were joking. Not only did they get the candles, but they get a tax deduction for whatever the donation was. Right.
That's pretty good, Josh. Everything else going good out there?
Yeah. Again, it's just the weather. I mean, we're fine. We're up higher, but there's a lot of flooding around here. So I think as far as like danger to life and things, it's not that kind of flooding, but a lot of low-lying houses and, farms and that kind of stuff around here are suffering, I think. So
I mean, we're
hope everybody's okay.
Snow year. I mean,
yeah, you've got some snow.
Yeah, top 5 for December's in Louisville history this year with like 10 inches of snow already in December. Pretty crazy. We don't usually get a ton of snow here. We had like 6 inches on Thursday that shut the city down. And then Saturday night, we got another 4 inches. I went to see the Nutcracker that night with my daughter and one of her friends.
I'm sorry.
And we were driving home on the expressway at 9 o'clock at night and just like white out snow with like 3 inches of snow on the express. It was just a mess. It took I think, an hour and 20 minutes to get home, what was only like 25 miles.
Oh, wow.
So pretty crazy. Yeah.
Did you fall asleep in the Nutcracker?
No, it was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. I hadn't been in a long time. It was a youth production, Josh. It wasn't like a professional ballet.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So we knew some of the kids that were in the production. It was good. I had a really good time. And my company actually sponsored the event, so I got a bunch of shout outs during it, and gifts and stuff. So I kind of had to be there one way or the other, but it was well worth it. I enjoyed it.
We're going to see a Christmas performance or a end of year performance of A Christmas Carol on stage.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I think later this week. I've never seen it as a stage performance before, so that'll be interesting.
I have once before. I enjoyed it, and I'm sure you'll have a great time too.
Yeah. Wonder which one of the ghosts wins.
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Right.
Stay tuned for episode 97 to find out which ghost won.
Let's tell people how to get hold of us.
That's a good idea. You can send us an email. That's podcast@crapvegas.com. You can join us over on our Facebook page. It's crapvegas.com/Facebook. You can find us on Twitter.
X.
He's at Vegas Duffy. I'm at Small Whale 13, or the show page is at Crap Vegas. Or we would absolutely love to have you join us over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/crapvegas. There's a 1 week free trial. It's the best time of the year. We'll talk about later on what's going on there. But Josh, we would just absolutely love your support.
Yeah, we do love our patrons. It means a lot to us. That's how you really keep us going and keep us motivated. And we appreciate you all. And that is the best way to get a hold of us.
Okay, let's keep it going. Previous episode feedback, Josh. We got an email from Sarah B. Said, love hearing about Josh's trip to F1. It seems like it was somewhat of an upgrade from last year's experience, but not sure how I would feel about not having an actual seat for the race if I wanted to rest for a minute. My question is for you both. It's what sporting event would you be most excited to attend in Vegas over the next year? Love the show. Keep up the good work, Sarah.
Sarah, thanks for the questions. And you're right about the seating. And if I had known that we didn't actually have seats, I still would have gone, I think, for the whole Velocity Club experience. But not having assigned seats was a little bit of a downer for sure. We could sit down inside to, take a load off for a while and that kind of thing. But of course, you couldn't see the race. So that took away from it. As far as sporting events I'd like to do this year in Vegas, probably a Raiders game. I'd like to see a Raiders game, even though I've been to the stadium. How about you, Chris? Is there anything else you can think of?
Josh, I was really hoping last year or a couple years ago when they were trying to figure out what the World Cup locations were going to be for 2026. I was really hoping Vegas would be one of those locations, and it wasn't, because would have been my easy answer, because I've already decided I am going to one of the World Cup locations this year.
Yeah,
summer.
You're coming to the one in Seattle, right?
I did see that was an option.
It is
the
an
only
option.
way I will end up there, Josh, is if you end up beating me on Fading Crap Vegas.
For those of you who don't know, this is a show that we have over on Patreon, and Chris and I have a little wager that I have to go to his home casino in 20. Did we say in 2026 or did we not?
We said in 2026.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
If he wins, and he has to come to into the Seattle area if I win. So that's that.
Well, so, from that being said, Josh, I wouldn't hate it if I did happen to lose, because if I'm going to come out there, we could go to a World Cup match together and then hit the casinos. I mean, that feels like a really fun weekend to me.
Absolutely. And the casino kind of close to my house has a brand new hotel. Looks nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But I think I'm right there with you, Josh. We've been to Raider Stadium there. We saw a soccer match there actually previously that we had got tickets to. So I think it would be a lot of fun to go out there and actually see a football game.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I saw the Super Bowl there, but I'd like to see the Raiders. See the home
I think it'd
stadium.
be more fun to see football there. I mean, the soccer game was really fun, and we had those, those seats that had the food and everything built in.
Yes,
Josh.
they were good.
That was pretty cool.
I can't remember what listener gave them to us, but thank you again for
I don't
giving
remember,
those tickets. But it's been a couple of years.
It's been over a year, right?
Yeah.
It was last summer, because I remember it was ridiculously hot getting there.
Yes, it was that.
We also got an email from Ben. It said, I was really looking forward to hearing Josh's report from F1 this year, as my wife and I attended for the first time and really did not enjoy it. We aren't big F1 fans, but at the same time, I expected the event itself to be a ton of fun. We paid for grandstand seats, and I just don't think it's an event that could be appreciated in person. You really need to watch on TV to see what's actually going on in the race itself. On top of that, we had all sorts of problems getting around town. We couldn't get dinner reservations where we wanted to go, and table limits were through the roof the whole weekend. I'm glad I can say I attended, but I don't think we'll ever do it again. Can we get back to Vegas just being about gambling? Ben.
Yeah, Ben, I think that's a pretty common refrain, really, from me too. I think you had some of the better options to view. I mean, I was listening to Adam Bauer, who knows all about F1 racing and kind of where to sit to get the best views and that kind of stuff. But I agree, it's such a sport that is TV, at least to me, and I'm not not a big racing guy, but watching it on TV is so much easier. Now, having been to F1 twice, you can sometimes keep an eye on what's going on monitors if they're nearby, but it's other than just seeing the cars go by, this is everybody says it, but you hear the vroom and then you do nothing for the next minute or whatever it is. And that's how I felt, even though I could kind of keep up with the monitors. Yeah, I'm with you. The table levels were crazy. Not during race time. Race time, they dropped down, but before and after the race, they were way up. Yeah, I like kind of the normal Vegas experience.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Josh. I mean, we had a good time last year going, but at the same time, I would never want to go again. Like, I had no desire to go this year. We've experienced it. I know what it's like. I can say that I saw the cars. But yes, we had seats last year, and I still have absolutely no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd see a car fly by, and then a minute later, you see another car come by, and you don't know what's going on in the race. Now, you said that this year they had more screens and stuff to try to keep you in the loop a little bit more. But even then, to watch any sort of car racing, you really need to have the overhead view. You can't be at a turn.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're really steeped in it, it can be enjoyable if you're tuning into the race radio, which I think they wanted people to do through their apps and that kind of stuff. You can, and I kind of find that to be true with a lot of live sports. I mean, like football is such a beautiful TV game. It's so much fun to watch the NFL, particularly on TV. Now, there's nothing like kind of the atmosphere, especially of a college game, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, college more so than pros, but yes.
Yeah. But for watching the what happens, it's so much better on TV, which is why they make all the money they do. But
no, I mean, there's a reason it's so hard to sell tickets to sporting events nowadays. I mean, back in the day, that was the only real way to experience it positively. But now, I mean, you got to compete with people being able to do it from home so much cheaper. You can drink what you want. You can eat what you want. You have your own restroom. Mm-hmm. We have 100-inch TVs nowadays. I mean, you can effectively be at the game in your basement. Right. So I get it. It's tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Josh. Thank you for the feedback this week, but let's keep it on moving. Okay, Josh, you're back from Vegas again. I feel like I can say that pretty much every episode, and I'm right.
This is it for a while, though. There will be no Vegas at least the rest of this year.
Until at least the third or fourth week of the month. I mean, come on.
I guarantee there's not going to be any more Vegas this year.
But Josh, you had good reason to go back out this time. It was time for Zorkfest.
It was time for Zorkfest. But first, Chris, I had to put in 1 day's worth of play at Cosmo.
Okay. So you got there on Thursday, right?
Got there on Thursday. I had an 11 a.m. check-in, Chris. And for the first time ever, I got a, what do you call it when you're, our host at Wynn pre-registered me?
They did a sleep out.
They did a sleep out. My host proactively said, since I said I was going to be getting in about 11 a.m. on Thursday, would you, he just said, I'll go ahead and eat the comps, book you that room for Wednesday night so that it's ready for you when you get there. So I had a wraparound suite at Cosmo waiting for me when I got there on Thursday. It's pretty cool.
That is pretty darn cool, Josh, especially for an MGM property to do that.
I know. I was like, I didn't ask for it. I wasn't expecting it. Mm-hmm. So there were a couple of problems with my room, though. Chris, first, my safe was locked, which is always a pain. I hate it when that happens.
Was there anything in it when they opened it?
No, there wasn't anything in it, which is the boring part. And my thermostat in my bedroom wouldn't work. And so I called them, to say, can you fix both of those issues? They were nice enough. They gave me $100 F&B credit to add because of those issues. I know that was, but it was nice for the trouble and stuff. But it turns out that the thermostats in the Cosmo Terrace rooms are connected to the sliding doors. They don't want
because if the door's not closed all the way, the air kicks off.
Right. Well, the only problem was that wasn't the issue in my room. Like the woman told me that on the phones. I'm like, I tried opening and closing the slider and that didn't fix it. And so it turned out that the sensor on the slider was broken. So engineering came up and fixed that. Anyway, just a couple little blips on the, get me off to a slightly rocky start. So next I went to get a marker after I got my room. I went to get a marker, Chris, to play some video poker, I'm sure. And the Cosmo marker whole credit system was down.
Ooh, that's bad news for somebody like us.
Well, I know. Well, so first they had to call and they said, well, maybe we can just give you cash. They couldn't print the markers, I think was the problem. But they're, the all that stuff. Or maybe it was they couldn't print Tito tickets, whatever it was. And so they had to call to see if they could get cash. So the person at the cage calls back to whoever it was, and they have to call your host, apparently. And my host wasn't answering the phone. So I literally sat there 15, 20 minutes until they fixed the system. But,
Oh, well, at least they got it back up and running. That's something.
They did. So went and met up with our friend Marilyn, who was also there for Zorkfest. And she was staying in Aria for a couple of days. But she and I met up to play some video poker at the sports bar at Cosmo. And I did my usual, Chris, I had my pink drinks. And at one point, I wanted to switch to a gin drink. So I asked the bartender to make me something kind of sweet. And the bartender came up with something, and it was god-awful.
So this was not gin over at Palazzo.
Right. And I was like, what do you do, Chris, if the bartender makes you a drink you don't like?
That's a good question, Josh. I mean, I don't know.
Well, so
like
I'm
carry
there.
it like off like you're going to go talk to somebody and set it down somewhere else or pour it in the trash can? I don't know. What do you do?
That's basically what I did. So sitting at the sports bar, and they've got little stand-up round tables, scattered throughout the sports book area or sports bar area. And they have the little stand-up menus that are in kind of a triangle. So I went and hid my
Use
drink.
that as a shield.
I did.
Nice.
So I hid my drink. Let's see. And there was nothing too exciting about the one night at Cosmo. I pretty much got absolutely destroyed gambling. I did hit, though, kind of to end the night, was playing $20 spin, huffing even more puff, and hit a $6,000 jackpot, which
I thought you gave up on slots, Josh.
Well, I only played a tiny bit, but that was a good one because I still lost a lot, but that helped me lose less of a lot.
You did have a decent meal that night, though, right?
Yeah. Also ate dinner at Carbone.
Okay.
And that was one where I had to pull strings with the host because this was all a last minute thing. I didn't have a reservation in advance and got a really nice dinner at Carbone and all comped off and all that kind of thing. So that was my one night at Cosmo. Nothing like super exciting. I woke up the next morning. This is Friday morning, Zorkfest starting day. And I did the boring Jack walk, Chris, from Cosmo, not all the way up to Fontainebleau like Jack would do, but over to Venetian because I had somehow left with some Venetian chips. Okay. And of course, I tried to cash them in at Cosmo, but Cosmo wouldn't cash the Venetian chips in because I had an outstanding marker at Venetian.
Ah, gotcha.
So I had to walk over to Venetian, pay off more than what I had in chips to basically pay off a marker, and which was good. I did that. So I got rid of those chips, paid off a Venetian marker. Then I Ubered over to M, which was not an inexpensive Uber. It was like $40 or something to go.
Yeah, M's pretty far down there, Josh.
So Friday I got my checked in at M. I'll kind of give you some thoughts on M kind of towards the end. But but Friday was Dice Lab day. It was Dice Lab number 1. And this is with Mark Duvall.
Now, Dice Lab, this is where you teach people how to play craps. I remember last year, you and Mark Duvall had your little cardboard table with no dice and no chips and no puck and no stick. And it was crapless.
No, Michael Traeger and the team at Zorkfest had done a great job. And I think M was really, I think the theme of the weekend, at least as far as Zorkfest goes, is M was so accommodating to everyone. I think M was delighted
to go down there. Yeah, they're going to go out of their way to help them.
So they had real tables and real felt and a whole craps tub and proper layout and all that kind of stuff. The only thing it didn't have on the craps lab table was the all tall small, but that's forgivable. But they even gave us a dealer or kind of a boxman. And he was, and I don't mean this disparagingly, Chris, but he was probably 98 years old.
Well, that's why you got him, Josh.
That's right. That's why. But he had been like a DJ like us. Like he was an old time craps player that became a dealer, I think, at some point. But anyway, so it was really, Mark and I had a great time with him. He would kind of chime in occasionally and he didn't always hear things right, but it was really neat. Lots of great people that were there for Zorkfest that wanted to learn about dice. A lot of Travels and Miles people that wanted to learn how to play craps. And of course, Mark is a great teacher at that. I chimed in when I could, but it was a lot of fun. It was really fun. After that, we had our Patreon table, Chris, our Patreon craps table.
Oh, yeah. Patreon-only craps table they reserve for you guys.
Exactly, right. And we had a full table. We had maybe 1 or 2 spots that we lit in other Zorkfest attendees, but Mark was there. Dr. Mike was off, I think, playing dice at Planet Hollywood. But we had James and Trey and John B. And I'm going to forget tons and tons of people. I think Dave was there. And anyway, lots of our patrons were there. And Chris, we played for like 3 hours on Friday night. I played dice for 3 hours.
Well, I mean, you were kind of forced into it, Josh. You didn't have a choice. You had to stay.
Well, I was only forced in for like 15 minutes, but then
I'm
the
not
table
giving you
was
full
going
credit
well.
for this one, Josh. I'm not doing it.
The table was going well. It wasn't anything. We never made the all tall small, but the table was going really well, Chris. I mean, slowly around the table. It started, I think, with Mark, and then it went to James and Trey. And anyway, and it worked its way around to me. And we were sensing that something bad was going to happen. So all of those guys are at the other end of the table. I think I'm next to Marilyn on my side, another lady, Susan, on one side, and then Trey, Mark, James, John, all at the far end of the table. I look up as the dice come to me, and they're all on the don't.
I love it. I mean, that fits perfectly. And probably
switched
not
to
a bad idea, honestly.
Well, except, Chris, this is the weirdest thing. M has a policy where you can't play the all tall small if you're on the don't.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That's what we all thought. Anyway, so
why? How does that policy even
I don't know.
track?
It doesn't make any sense, does it?
Well, you're rooting against the table, so we're not going to let you take a bet that
Isn't that
rooting
the
against the
weirdest
table
thing?
would cause it to lose.
Right. Isn't that the weirdest thing? Anyway, so that caused
stupidity.
everyone except Trey, I think it was Trey, that stayed on the don't. Everybody else went back to the pass line. Trey stayed on the don't, and I promptly 0.7'd out.
Oh, well, at least you rewarded him for being
Right.
consistent.
I think it was Trey that stayed on against me.
Jeez.
Everybody else wanted the all tall small, so they went over, if I remember correctly, who did what.
Hmm.
Anyway, so that was it for Friday. It was a lot of fun. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention, the cage, because we'd had this 3-hour set crap session, so we all did well. You know, I had $2,000 or $3,000 chips, or something like maybe it was 4, whatever I had.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, the cage at M is not ready to handle big chip
Large
denominations.
action.
Yeah. They had every single, the table empty. Like I colored up after my roll, and the table entirely colored up. So we all went up, and everybody had 2, 3, 4, not everybody, but most $1,000 chips. And the cage had to call the table for everyone.
Sure.
And get your card. And, so it was a little bit of a slow and cumbersome process. But the dealers were good. Overall, I think the side of the table that I was on was better than the side that Mark and those guys were on. But really competent dealers, no issues. Then Saturday happened, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday was magical video poker day.
Josh, I will say, I was working all day Saturday, so I couldn't watch my phone as closely as I wanted to. But every time I'd have a free moment and would grab my phone, I would see 3 or 4 screenshots from Josh, or like photos of winning hand pays that he had. Then, one more crazy than the one before.
Yes. So we started out, we were supposed to have Dice Lab number 2 on Saturday morning. So me and Mark, I knew I couldn't stay out too late on Friday night because we had Dice Lab number 2. So I hit a royal before first thing Saturday morning. I hit a royal flush, Chris.
I saw. I can't believe it, Josh.
I know. No multiplier. Just, and by the way, I was playing 50 cents.
Yeah.
I was playing for this whole trip, except one little snippet of Josh on Tilt where I did play dollars. Other than that, I played 50 cent, 3 line.
I'm very proud of you.
Double Ultimate X. Yes, I stuck to that.
So $15 a spin.
Exactly. And so that was a $2,000 royal. So then it was off to Dice Lab number 2. I don't need to go too into it again. It was, again, really well attended. They gave us a dealer. People seemed to enjoy it. So then it was back to more video poker. Chris, so that day, I won't go through but the whole day, Chris, I hit 4 of a kind aces 8 times.
That's a lot. I mean, now, I see, I tried, it's hard for me to put it in perspective though.
Right.
Because yes, you say, you hit it 8 times and I'm like, wow. I mean, if I hit it 8 times, that would be pure insanity. But
because you're there for a shorter.
But you're playing, I mean, how many hours of video poker do you think you played a day? 6, 7?
Yeah, 6, 7.
7. Oh my.
Yes,
we're 13-year-old girls.
Oh, yeah, exactly,
we are,
right.
yeah.
Probably about that 6. Yeah, I would
mean,
say probably, after breaks and things, not more.
How many
than
hands
6.
do you think you play an hour, Josh?
Oh, I don't even know. I'm slower than James. James is really fast. He plays lower denomination, but he's faster at his hands. I'm slower. But anyway.
I mean, you think you play 15 a minute?
I wouldn't think so. That seems fast.
So maybe you're in the 750 hands.
I'm going to go 2
an hour range. I mean, I'm just thinking, it sounds like a lot to hit, but at the same time, you are literally playing tens of thousands of video poker hands a day. So I'm actually probably not as surprised.
Way to diminish my achievement. Anyway, 4 of a kind
Josh,
aces.
I want our listeners to think of this from a rational perspective. I don't want everybody to just think, on a good day, I'm just going to hit 8 or 9 sets of 4 aces.
That's right. So the best part was James, I think I mentioned at our last show, James has these 4-of-a-kind tracking cards that he
You told me about that. That sounded
yeah,
really cool.
the shandy cards. And so I was using them religiously. And like one time I forgot it and I kind of had a little meltdown because I need those now, my tracking sheets. Anyway, so that's how I know I had, all the 4-of-a-kinds. I also had a dealt straight flush with a 10X. With the 10X. Yeah, with it. So that was awesome. So I had the Royal, I had 8 4-of-a-kind aces, I had a dealt straight flush. It was an incredible day. And Chris, the best part was I'd never asked once for a Tito ticket when I hit one of my jackpots. And I was
just kept bringing cash.
Just kept bringing cash. So I got to the point multiple times where my wallet was like the George Costanza wallet.
Yes.
I'm like, this is when my wallet was just too full of cash. It was just bad news.
I mean, what a terrible problem to have,
Yeah. So Saturday, we also went to the steak restaurant at M, which is called Anthony's. And I'm not going to say it's anything close to, some of the best steak restaurants that I've had. It wasn't Delmonico. It wasn't anything like that. But it was a really good steak meal. And so if you're at M and you want a steak restaurant, I really enjoyed it. I'm not going to go out of my way to go to Anthony's, but.
How would you compare it to like the steakhouse at Circus Circus?
It's probably better. I think it's better than that. Yeah, it's pretty good quality. I enjoyed the meal. I had a French onion soup to start with, which I like. That was very good.
Yeah.
Our cocktails were good. The desserts were actually the best part of the meal. We shared 3 desserts. It was Eric and Stacy and Marilyn and James and me. We shared 3 desserts. We had a peanut butter pie thing that was really good. We had a creme brulee that was really good. And then something else I can't remember. So after dinner, Chris, the reason I couldn't go to the boozy shake thing and Five Guys at Venetian, which I heard really good things about, was because we had Podcasters After Dark.
Yes.
And so this was the podcasting panel was James, Bill Krakenberger, the sports betting guy, Karen and Josh from 360 Vegas, and Mark and Dr. Mike. And then I was moderating.
Okay.
And Mark from You Can Bet on That was pretty drunk to start off. And it was a lot of fun.
I think I've heard that's a common factor when he does these things.
Anyway, won't go too into the podcaster panel. It was a little unusual we were all seated on a stage, kind of horizontally.
Yeah,
so
flat table.
With me moderating, it was a little tricky to kind of see down to the end to who was there. But I had, planned out my questions and tried to keep everybody involved. Heard really good things. There's a link to it. I think Trey posted a link in the Crap Vegas Facebook group. If you want to actually see the Podcasters After Dark panel, it was really fun. We had some great questions, some good audience interaction. It was pretty cool. So Sunday morning, kind of jumping right into Sunday, Chris, before Coffee Dice. So we had the official Travel Zorkfest Coffee Dice session. But before that, I hit Royal number 2.
What in the world is going on right now? And all I'm thinking, Josh, are the thousands of video poker players that may hear this and think, okay, so Josh has now had 3 Royal flushes in 2 months?
4
in 2 months.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Isn't that
insane.
nuts?
That is crazy.
And 2 in one trip.
Yeah. I mean, I'm jealous of you, Josh. It's pretty darn awesome.
So every one I hit, I would text Mark Duvall, who's never hit a Royal. And he just would send me a mad face.
Is this a good thing? Is this what's supposed to happen?
I couldn't help it. So Coffee Dice was not nearly as successful as Patreon Dice from a financial standpoint, but it was a lot of fun. We had a really good time. Thanks for everybody who came. Then I did a little of a coffee baccarat session. That was fun. Then, Chris, I got a massage. I wanted to have a massage.
It wouldn't be a Josh trip without a massage. How was the M Resort Spa?
Very nice. Very nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I would gladly, I'll talk about my closing thoughts here in a second, but the spa was really nice and I wouldn't hesitate to recommend that spa, kind of going forward. Oh, one thing I was going to say that kind of ties in. So while we were playing video poker on Sunday, the host came by, or maybe it was even on Saturday. The host came by and found me and James and came and introduced himself, which, a good host will do if he sees our play and things.
You're like, I will never be back here, but thank you for coming to see me.
And so I kind of brought up, maybe I was thinking about scheduling a massage, wondering if you could help with that. He said, yeah, I'll be able to take care of you. So I was pretty confident that I'd be able to get that massage comped off at the end. So did some more video poker on Sunday. Monday was the last day before I headed out. I just had a couple hours. I played a new Huff and Puff game called Huff and Triple Puff, Chris, I think it was, where they
They're so creative with their
all
naming.
the pigs go up these poles and like they're pole dancing. Or
Josh
something.
loves a pig on a pole. I mean, doesn't take much to win him over, but you put a pig on a
Anyway, I
pole,
was
he's
doing
got you.
doing $15 a spin. Hit a $3,000 hand pay on that one.
Nice.
Had another 4 of a kind with 9s at 12x. Hit a 4 of a kind with aces at 8x. So it was good. So before I give kind of wrapping up M thoughts, Chris, this was a winning trip.
When was the last time you had a winning trip, Josh?
Years.
Is it really been?
It's very possible, yes.
I mean, I remember, I feel like I had a winning trip this year.
I think you did too.
I think I did. I feel like it was one of my win trips was a winning trip, but I don't remember if it was this year or late last year. But yeah, I mean, it's been 5-6 trips since I had a winning trip myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for you, the way that you play, the odds of a winning trip are so small.
Oh, totally. Yeah. This was unexpected, especially because I was down huge after my first day at Cosmo.
Now, do you think it had anything to do with your lower level of play this trip compared to where you usually are? You said you were playing 50-cent video poker. I know you said when you played craps, you were playing 135 across.
I was,
instead of
yeah.
550. So do you think that is potentially the reason that things went better is because you lowered your play level so down?
Well, you wouldn't think so, would you? I mean, you'd think that I should have doubled my wins if I were playing.
Well, I guess you're lowering volatility because there's less exposure. I mean, you're playing the same games, but
right.
You're not going to have as big a swing, so there's a better chance maybe. I don't know, Josh.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought about that. One thing, it certainly made me realize that at least sometimes I can play, $15 a pull or push video poker the way on the game I like and be really comfortable at it. Like I was very comfortable at the 50-cent level. I didn't feel like I was, you still burn through money fast sometimes, but it felt comfortable for me.
Now, do you think, though, that is a level of play that you would carry forward at a place like Venetian Palazzo, or can you only do this when you're going to a property that you don't care about?
Well, good question. And I think part of that has to do with one of the neat things about M, and I think you get this a lot of off-strip places and local spots, is I could find 50-cent 9-5 double Ultimate X, and even quarters was 9-5, and which is, we've talked about some of the places that's harder to find on the strip.
Sure,
not impossible, but harder to find if you're below $1. So I don't know. Can I, if I go to Venetian Palazzo or I go back to Cosmo or whatever, and I can't find 9-5 50-cent, will I play dollars just to get the 9-5? I'm not sure yet. So it'll be an interesting, I hope I can. I really enjoyed playing at this level. It was really comfortable. I might like to go back and forth sometimes, but I
just didn't know if you'd rather save the big action, the dollar play video poker that you're always playing, save that for VP because you like the comps that they give you and how many, cool things they give you. Because obviously if you play 50-cent there, you're not literally having how much play you're giving. So your comps are going to drop pretty significantly.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I might try and kind of blend the two and see what it feels like.
I was just curious what it looks like for you going forward.
Yeah, it kind of depends on bankroll. If I have a nice, healthy bankroll, which I will now after not having lost on this trip, then I might start off with dollars, but I have to be of the mindset that I can go back.
Drop down if you need to.
Yeah, if it goes bad. Or maybe I do the other way around. Maybe I start lower, and if it's okay, then I go higher kind of thing. We'll see.
Okay.
So a couple kind of random closing thoughts on M, Chris. So overall, I'd probably give the property B- total.
Okay.
So the room, let's talk about the room. I had a nice 2-room suite, 2 bathrooms, really beautiful suite. Had a great view of the strip. Of course, you're 12 miles away from the strip, but I could see the strip from my room.
You could see it off in the distance, yeah.
Yeah. The only problem was I was on the 3rd floor, and
you didn't see much there. Yeah.
I had, roofs, the conference space roofs below me and stuff like that. It was so funny because everybody else was above me. I talked to Trigger and Duval and Marilyn and everybody else was on higher rooms. And I said, you guys will be running to me when the place is on fire.
That's right.
You'll be running to my room when the place is on fire.
Your room is significantly
safer. I can
safer.
jump out the window without being hurt. Anyway, it was a great room. I was in the older tower, not the brand new tower, and the room was nicely maintained. I was really happy with it. The temperature went where I was. I thought the staff at M was terrific.
Okay.
Really good. We had some kind of unexpected, kind of great staff moments where people were really helpful in situations where you wouldn't expect them to be. The bartenders were really good. I didn't think the drinks were as good as you get at Cosmo or the VP High Limit Bar. They did not have, at least they didn't seem to have espresso anywhere. So you couldn't get an espresso martini. You could get a coffee martini.
Coffee martini? Yeah.
Right.
Who wants that? Come on.
But you couldn't get espresso martini. So it was a little, and I couldn't always get my raspberry lemon drops. So the drinks were okay. They weren't crazy. Like I said, 9.5 video poker at quarters for Ultimate X double bonus. Easy to find everywhere. Lots of great kind of locations, bar top video poker locations. So even though the drinks weren't fantastic, lots of locations we could play. The machines were really good quality as far as like, most of the buttons worked and the sound was good and that kind of stuff. Overall food, one of the best things, Chris, is you can get, you can order at the video poker bars, that kind of thing. And the food is cheap. Like it's not strip prices.
Oh yeah, it's not strip pricing. Yeah, completely
you're
different.
Paying $13.99 for a sandwich meal instead of $20 or, that kind of thing.
Oh no, a much better value for people that are looking for that sort of thing.
Yeah. So the reason I gave the property kind of overall a B- range is, you're not getting the drinks that you might get. You're not getting some of the luxury that you might get on some of the properties on the strip. But the room was really good. I'd give the room like a B+, A-. I really enjoyed the room. The video poker scene was good. The staff was really good. If I were going to low roll and not stay on the strip, which I don't know if I'm capable of unless there's some sort of event like
reason forcing you to.
Right.
Yeah.
But like if I got killed on a trip and I really had to low play, but I still wanted to go to Vegas, I would not hesitate to stay at M or a place like that, whatever it would be, Durango, Red Rock, whatever. But
yeah, of course.
Right now I'm in M system. So, and they were very happy with me. They comped everything I had put on the room.
They don't get players your style that often, I'm sure.
I called and, I texted that host that had met us and I said, hey, can you fix me up with transportation to the airport? So I had an M SUV to the airport. Took care of everything, so they were very happy with my play. And I think it's playing half the level I usually play. Like I probably got double the comps. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I was going to say. You're playing half as much and getting twice as much.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of expected. I mean, God, imagine if you gave them your normal play for a weekend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, shit, Josh, they might fly you back out.
Oh, I could get the jet. I could get the Gulfstream. I don't think M has a Gulfstream, probably.
I bet you they have a pool table room for you.
I wonder if they do have a pool table. Somebody said they saw Pete Carroll at the hotel because this is where the Raiders stay. This is the Raiders' official, game night hotel. I didn't see
That's your
Pete
favorite
Carroll,
person.
but I know exactly. Right after I ran into him, and the whole team goes south. Anyway, so overall, really enjoyed. Zorkfest was a lot of fun. I think people enjoyed it a lot. It was, I'll definitely go again if they have it, and I'd go back to M again. If it's at M again, I'll go back, and who knows? Maybe I'll find my way there. Oh, I know what I wanted to close with.
Mm-hmm.
One of our favorite dealers came by, Chris.
Oh, who, Josh?
This was Jay from Wynn.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm very jealous of you.
I know. He and Rick had been texting, and then I guess Rick told him that I was at M or something like that, and then Jay came by. I guess he gets free play once a week or so at M. He must live close by, and he was looking for me, and I didn't know, and we're just sitting there at one of the video poker bars, and somebody puts their hand on my shoulder, and it's Jay.
That is so cool.
So, Jay, it was great to see you. It was really fun.
Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you, Jay, but at least you got to see Josh.
Yeah, the best part.
Okay, after the break, we'll answer some listener questions and more, so stick around. Listener questions. We got an email from Parker. Parker says, I'm a rather new listener who is trying to backtrack through your catalog, so I apologize if this has been addressed. But can you guys explain to me the difference between a casino host and a player communication specialist at MGM? I got an email from a player communication specialist and they offered to help set up my next trip, but it doesn't appear that they are actually at that property or that they're really a host. Can they do more than I can do by myself? Thank you so much, Parker.
Well, Parker, that is a great question, and there's not really a definitive answer, I don't think. There is a definitive answer that a PCS, a player communication specialist, is not an executive host that sits on property. Usually they're assigned, so they all, and I don't know where they sit. If they're MGM, they sit at wherever they sit. They are in Las Vegas, but they represent all the MGM portfolio of properties. And I think they're assigned before you get to the level that you were assigned a casino host. So when you reach a certain level of status within the MGM, you get assigned a PCS. And when you reach a higher level, you start getting assigned hosts at various properties. Can they do more than you can do? It depends, I think, is the answer. I think it depends a lot on who your PCS is. and how much they want to do for you and how motivated they are. Because I hear stories about PCSs that it's hard to get a hold of and they won't do anything other than book your corporate offer. Chris and I had or have a PCS that is wonderful. We'll book more than your corporate offer. We'll make sure that you get everything you can, gets you amenity baskets, all that kind of stuff. So I think that was just more luck of the draw than anything. What is different from a host? A host is actually a person located on property that can do some of the same things, but will make sure you get the very best you possibly can from your stay experience. As I mentioned earlier on the show, my host at Cosmo got me the sleep out night. The first night when I wasn't there, got me, a room for that night so it would be ready when I got there in the morning. A host can do that. I don't think a PCS could probably do that. Host can get restaurant reservations. I didn't talk about it earlier, but our host got me last minute reservations to Carbone when I was there, that kind of stuff that you wouldn't get as easily, I think, through a PCS. Any other big differences you can think of, Chris?
No, I think you've hit the big ones, Josh. And I mean, that being said, I mean, our PCS that we had at MGM got us so many great things.
Oh, great.
So,
He's fantastic.
I'd rather go through that PCS than I would the host that I'm assigned to at Aria.
Yeah.
Or my host I'm assigned to at Bellagio, because he's been terrific. And we know a lot of people that have had the same PCS that we've heard about.
And everybody raves about him. Yes.
I mean, Josh, you and I had probably the absolute best seats available.
For Lady Gaga. Yeah.
I mean, that place was sold out. It was huge. And we had a couch front row effectively in prime seating area with bottled service and just everything included. I mean, just amazing.
Yeah. And that was all through our PCS, not a host.
Yeah, not our host.
So
yeah, I get a random email from my host, but
right.
I mean, I don't pay any attention to it.
I also hear kind of horror stories sometimes, not horror stories, but that PCSs aren't doing anything for people or they don't reply or things like that. So you're less not impossible to have that happen with the host, as Chris and I know with certain ones.
I've had that happen many times with hosts.
Exactly. But I think chances are if you have a host, they're going to be more responsive and that kind of thing, but not always.
Josh, we got an email from Derek. Derek said, "Boys, love the show. I need help making a pick for a bachelor's party weekend in Vegas.
Oh, that's
I have
us.
3 offers that are all over the board and need you to put them in order of what you would book if you were me."
Okay.
Okay, here we go, Josh. Number 1, 3 nights at Luxor in a suite, 500 food and beverage, $500 free play.
Okay.
Number 2, 3 nights in a normal room at Park MGM, 250 F&B, 250 free play.
Okay.
Or the final one, 3 nights at Wynn, no free play, no F&B, and I probably even have to pay resort fees.
All right. For a bachelor party, I don't know how old you are for a bachelor party, but I'm going to assume you're maybe in your 20s, early 30s kind of range. I'm going to assume you're not like a 70-year-old bachelor.
It could happen.
It could happen. Yeah, absolutely. It could happen. And I'm not,
Josh, if I ever go to get remarried, I mean, we're going to have a
This'll
bachelor
be
party
you,
in
right?
Vegas, right? And I'll be in my 40s.
Sure. Or 50s. Yeah. 60s,
Yeah, it's possible.
somewhere there. So my first, as we kind of walk through that, I would say Luxor. I'd say a suite at Luxor with the 500 F&B, 500 free play. That would be my choice for a bachelor party. I think, the suite is nicer if you're going to have lots of people and if you're going to do some partying in there, that kind of thing. Luxor is kind of a good bachelor party environment, I think. I wouldn't do Park because that's, to me, this kind of, why not have the bigger room, a little more F&B at Luxor? It's just not that big a difference. I love Wynn, but if you're not getting anything there, it's going to be expensive. I mean, it depends on your tastes and the level of bachelor party and stuff, but when I think of bachelor party, I don't really think of Wynn. Wynn can be kind of snooty, can be kind of, that kind of stuff. You'll probably have a great time. If that's where what your budget supports, then I would say do Wynn. But it doesn't strike me as much of a bachelor party fun place.
So, Josh, your final order, would it be just the order that he gave them to us in? Luxor,
no, I think
Park, then Wynn?
I think it would probably be Luxor, Wynn, Park.
That was my exact order. I think you nailed it. I would absolutely take the suite at Luxor. Luxor is a fine property. There's nothing wrong with it. You want the extra space because you're having a party and people are coming over.
Right.
They can use your room as the congregation point to kick off the night or whatever. Before Alan takes you up on the rooftop for your hangover experience.
Exactly, right.
You start in your room. I think that would be good. $1,000 of combined free play and F&B. That's a good amount.
It's a good
with the
chunk,
suite.
yeah.
So that would absolutely motivate me. And you're right, Josh. Park, I don't love the regular rooms at all, but it's not even that. You're losing the suite and you're giving up $500. I don't know why you would do that.
Right.
If you're going to do that, I think you just go to Wynn and get the really
Right.
nice room and pay for everything. I
Right.
think that would be my course of action. So I'm with you. Luxor first, then Wynn, then Park last.
Yeah, I agree. And Derek, great question. And congratulations on the upcoming nuptials.
For whoever's getting married.
Isn't it?
Is it
It's
him
not
or
Derek?
friend? I don't know if he said.
Oh,
He's making a pick for a bachelor's party weekend. He didn't say if it was him or somebody else. I don't know.
all right. Well, Derek, congratulations to you or whoever the bachelor is.
I think that wraps up the questions this week, Josh. Let's keep going. Patreon. That's patreon.com/crapvegas. What do we have new over there?
Well, Patreon, we kind of hinted at it earlier. We do have our Fading Crap Vegas show, which Chris and I excel at our sports betting picks over there.
That's an
Right?
interesting adjective you chose for.
You're not saying we excel?
I don't know. Depends on how you look at it.
We have a lot of fun picking NFL games, college games when college is going, and we're just very successful. We just
Oh,
excel.
super successful.
We also were in the middle of our Best of Vegas 2025 awards, which is a lot of fun. Chris and I do this every year. This year we took submissions and voting from our patrons and Twitter followers and everybody like that. And so kind of I'm going in, I don't have any idea what the vote is on these categories that we have. It's a lot of fun. We're talking it through and we're enjoying that quite a bit. We've got a whole bunch coming up for 2026 and we thank you very much for your patronage.
Absolutely. So a big thank you to those that signed up over the past 2 weeks. We got Paul M., Philip B. with an annual subscription,
Thanks, Phil.
D Money 1 with an annual subscription,
Thanks, D-Money.
and Mark R. with a KCS subscription.
Oh, thank you, Mark. That means a lot to us. All of your support, all of our patrons mean the world to us, and thank you.
Absolutely. And just a quick update, Josh, on our Survivor contest. It's still going on. How?
There's
How
3
do you
left,
people
right?
do it? There's 3. Well, there was 3 left. And it
Oh.
turns out 2 weeks ago, everybody was wrong. I don't remember who they picked. But
Oh,
when
okay.
everybody's wrong, everybody advances to the next week anyways, because you have to have
Ah.
winners.
Okay.
Sean forgot
Right.
to make a pick after he missed the week
Oh.
before. So Sean is now out in 3rd place. But Dwayne and Tony got their picks right this past week. They're still alive.
I didn't understand that that's what happened. Interesting. So it's
Well, I
down
don't
to
know.
2.
I guess that's how it works, Josh. So Sean is out. We're down to 2. Dwayne and Tony, good luck.
Well, good luck, Dwayne and Tony. And Sean, Chris will be sending you a beanie.
Upcoming trips, Josh. I'm sure you have at least 7 or 8 trips planned between now and the end of the year.
I have no trips planned between now and the end of the year. In fact, the first trip I think I have is going to be way towards the end of March Madness-ish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I might get out to Vegas again before you.
Are you going the end of the year?
I really wanted to get out before the end of the year. I'm not sure how I could make that happen. If I do, it would be like a random day between Christmas and New Year's. If I can
Right.
somehow like sneak out for like one night, one of my
Right.
1-day trips, get out there and come back the
You're
next day.
famous for those, so yeah.
I am. I thought about doing that. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it work, but if not, I hope to get out there early in 2026. And of course, it will be at Wynn.
Of course. Well, once you have a date set, let me know, and I'll go to Palazzo and tell you that I'm over there and make you come
Well,
over.
I can't wait to find out, Josh, when I go back to Wynn now that I've lost my black card status.
I know.
What happens?
They're going to send you the bolt or the volt
Ooh.
instead
I
of
mean,
the
will
rolls.
they make me go check in with the plebeians at the just normal
Yeah, I
check
know.
in there?
What will you ever do?
I don't know. Do I get a tower suite room? How does this
Probably
work?
not. Yeah.
God, this is going to be sad.
You're going to have a room on the 3rd floor.
Friendly reminder to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcasting app and to visit our merch store, crapvegas.com/shop. Josh, we've made it to the end, so it's time to spin the wheel.
Let's spin the wheel.
It's time to spin the Crap Vegas Big Wheel. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I am officially
Josh,
ready.
spin the wheel.
Oh, Chris, this might be one you already saw, but I thought it was worth mentioning. Did you see? We missed it. We missed our opportunity to see the disco show.
I saw somebody post that it was closing. I feel like you're extremely happy about that because I was trying to convince you to go
Chris
with
tried,
me
yeah.
sometime. And I knew you didn't really want to, Josh, but I guess our opportunity is gone. When does it close? Early January?
Closes, let's see, January 3rd, 2026.
Okay, I
is the
figured they'd
final
probably want to get through
performance.
New Year's weekend
Yeah.
just in case. But yeah, that's
Just
sad.
in case they get people that want to stand up for a whole show.
I'll tell you what, Josh, when I first heard about the show, I
Right.
loved the idea of a disco themed show. I love
Right.
disco music. I thought it would play really well in Vegas. But the idea of a show where there's no seats and you have to stand up the whole time, that's eliminating half of your Vegas audience because the older clientele cannot come who was around for disco music, Josh. Those people are now in their 70s and their 80s.
Right.
So it just didn't make sense from a conceptual standpoint how that was going to work. But I'm hoping maybe in the future they can take that idea, tinker it a little bit, and then turn it into something that does work.
I mean, I think Spiegel World, I like the fact that they are inventive with these things. And they try and come up with things that haven't been done before. And I'm glad they tried it. It lasted just over a year, I think. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do next.
Me too.
All right, let's give one more wheel spin. How about it, Chris?
Okay, one more.
Oh, Chris, this is a December 21st birthday.
Ooh, who was born on December 21st?
I'm going to make you guess, or the wheel is going to make you guess.
I get clues?
You get clues. It's an actor.
Actor?
The actor has starred in Paddleton, The Big Sick, The Irishman.
Okay.
Let's see. Welcome to Mooseport. Did you see Welcome to Mooseport?
That doesn't help me at all.
Oh, it's got Gene Hackman in it, but he's not the one.
I'm trying to think. Gosh, this is tough.
Ice Age.
Ice Age. Okay. I'm trying to
riveting.
think. I mean, yeah, it's bad for podcasting is what it is. Like I'm thinking, okay, who was in Irishman that was big names that I would possibly know? So you got Robert De Niro, you got Joe Pesci, Al Pacino.
All right, well, I got an audio.
Ray Romano was in it. Is it anybody that I've mentioned? I got an audio clue
for you. Yes. Here, I'm going to play my audio clue.
That will help.
Well, what are you going to do?
I don't know. I think you'd like it if I spend more time with him.
It is Ray Romano. Hey!
Yeah, that would be good.
He's thinking of like 6 days in Vegas.
What?
That's what he said. Yeah, I told him no way. I don't want to go. He got this hurt look on his face, and then he turned his back to me. And I think he was crying because he did one of those. I don't know. Felt so bad. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I think maybe it's a good idea.
Yeah? Think?
Yeah, I think you should go. And when you get there, see what the odds are of me being here when you get back.
Very funny, Josh. Very funny.
So happy birthday, Ray Romano.
Happy birthday, Ray Romano. Josh, did you like Everybody Loves Raymond?
I loved Everybody Loves Raymond, yeah.
I used to watch it a lot with my dad. So, yeah, I thought it was a good show. I mean, it's kind of corny humor.
Yeah.
And I don't really like a lot of the other stuff that Ray Romano has done. But at the same time, funny actor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I saw how much all those movies resonated with you.
Yes, obviously. I was really tuned in there. Okay, Josh, anything else before we get out of here today?
I had one thing related to my second royal flush that I forgot to mention. I have to, of course, throw in again that I had two royal flushes.
I know,
but that it was consecutive.
Oh, was it? So if you were playing on one of those machines, you could have got a huge payout.
Well, that's what people said. So it was consecutive in reverse order. So I started with the ace and then worked its way down, and it was a 4-card royal flush. And so it was it would be the jack was the final card I got. Anyway, but when I looked at it, it was like, holy cow, that's consecutive.
Yeah,
I just thought that was
even crazier.
Yeah. Well, and I'm just happy I hit the over.
Well, Josh, all I know is now you have no royal flushes lined up for the next 3 years.
Right.
So we will talk again about it in 2029.
Exactly. Thanks, everybody.
This has been a lot of fun. We will talk to you all soon.
Bye-bye.
Vegas, here we come.
Thanks for listening to the Crap Vegas podcast.
Have you ever been to Vegas?
Check out all our recent news and our Vegas trip calendar by visiting crapvegas.com.
See you in Vegas.
Yeah, Ben, I think that's a pretty common refrain, really, for me, too. I think you probably, as grandstand seats, had some of the better viewing things.
And you know what, Josh? Congratulations to you, because you said great question without saying great question. So
I know.
This is a big improvement this week. We do this too much. Way too much.
Perfect.